All right, so today's video, we are watching a gold 3 DPS on Xbox play Sierra on some Shambali. And they say, so I've been on a huge losing streak on DPS, fallen from Plat 2 at the height of my power to gold 3 now. I'm mainly a tank and support player, and am comfortably Plat in those two roles, but can't seem to climb back up on DPS. This match was an absolute casserole. Oh, I'm sorry, a what? Where I felt I got away with some fairly stupid plays and got punished for even more of them, but still managed to drop around 40 ELIMS while sadly not ending my losing streak. Any advice on how to climb would be very appreciated. Thanks a lot. Okay. One, what's a casserole game? Like, I know what a casserole is, but what is a casserole? Yeah, they said casserole. They said, I'm not joking. This match was an absolute casserole. Okay, well, we'll find out what that means. Here we go. Also, Sierra, a hero that if you didn't know, Sierra is now the most banned hero in Overwatch, right next to Zarya. And it's funny because, like, obviously, like, being a top 500, she's never banned, but I understand why. Dude, I want to start right away with, just before we get into this, like, actual part of the game with Sierra. The main reason why Sierra ends up not, like, popping off as much in, like, let's say top 500 is because of positioning. And I know I talk about positioning all the time, but the reason why I talk about it all the time is because it's such a crucial part about improving in Overwatch. So, like, in ranks where positioning is a lot better, the value just goes out the window because, like, half of your value is that ability to, like, you know, get the aimbot on somebody and just, like, follow up on a kill. But a lot of time people play so much cover, right? So, but then at the flip side, I get why, you know, she feels tough to play against because, like, I see how much damage output she does. So, like, you combine that with just not good positioning and, like, she's gonna, like, destroy lobbies in certain ranks. So I get it. Anyway. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so put your grapple up in the air. Go for some shots. All right, all right, all right. You do like your spam. So far, I'm okay with you playing your angles. This part, I'm not you're being a little bit up there, but, like, they're not looking at you, so I'm going to try to... Okay, I'm not even going to, like, force any advice there. This is just kind of a normal chill start. Nothing really, like, too extravagant. Just be careful of not grappling into them, is basically what I'm getting at. The auto aim is needed, like, a lot of spam damage. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. So, remember when I said don't grapple into their team? That's kind of what I was saying. Like, it's pretty straightforward here. Like, going for aggressive angles is great. Like, I'm always going to be, like, a fan of that when you're playing DPS. But you need to be able to be, like, ready to get out of there immediately. And, like, even though I know people won't break it, but, like, think of the grapple thing, like the drone, as, like, kind of like an air translocator. So, like, if you were playing, and that may not make sense to some people, but to give people an idea, back in the day with Sombra, she used to have a translocator, the one that she uses now, but what it would be is you would put it on the ground and then people could destroy it, right? Which means you couldn't go back to your spot if they found it and destroyed it. Like, when you throw it in the air like that, and you just leave it in the middle of the open, people are going to kill it quite frequently. So always remember to kind of put it in a spot that might be a little bit harder to kill. Not that players are killing it a lot, like just like with Torb turrets, but I do think players will get better at that. And with climbing comes more utility getting killed. So it's just something to be careful of. Yep. Okay. Anyway, pretty chill so far. I mean, you're, you know, very, very common stuff you see. Now, I can hear him to your right, so just be careful of... So, like... I was just going to say, if your grapple is up there, good job with the... Like, I don't mind that grapple spot for now. If your grapple's up there, why were you just standing there waiting? Because, like, you can definitely go do more damage. I felt like you're just waiting them to come to you rather than you, like, kind of bring the fight to them. I'm not saying jump into their team. I'm saying, like, oh, this is ambitious. This is... What's the... Oh, okay, So... Yep. Oh, boy. Okay. We got a lot to unpack here. So, one, how did you get away with that? Just to give you an idea, if I ask the question, how did you get away with that? It generally means the positioning wasn't probably a good play there. Yeah, you went into your team. You went into their team. You basically kind of went AFK there. And you got to remember, I just talked about how Sierra has been very, like, you know, rough for people to play against. And this is a game where you got a chance to play Sierra. You know, your damage output is so much, like, and somebody in the chat said it also is the spam. Like, it's not even just like the track and dart, it can be the spam too, which understandable, 80 bullets, right? You had so much downtime there. And then by the time you got into the team fight, you kind of moved around the map with, like, just, like, kind of play safer there, but like, I mean, like, let me just kind of show you what I mean. Rather than just grapple into their team, and I'm gonna say grapple, I know it's drone or whatever, but like rather than go into here, which I think you did on accident because you forgot about the thing here, but like rather than go here and stand here AFK, if you just stayed back in like a kind of like a general, you know, after like they kind of started pushing up. Obviously, I wanted you to push up initially, but then once they went here, you back up, you would have done a crap ton of damage. I think you could have just held a point. I mean, you almost won that team fight with you taking yourself out of the team fight. Some advice I've been commonly given now is stop nerfing yourself. And it's basically my way of saying, like, they're not taking you out of the game, you're taking yourself out of the game. And like, so far, that's kind of what you've done. The first one, you went into their team. The second one, you went into their team again. And then you got lost. And then like basically, by the time you could even like reset, the team fight was already over. And you almost won that fight. Imagine if you were there. This could be a different story. This could be an 8-minute thought, right? So, all right, here we go again. Now, again, I know you have your escape route, so I don't mind this for now. That's a good play. Now, get out. Perfect. That right there is exactly how you do it. That was a clean rotation, a clean way to do it, and you're not like, you know, nothing ridiculous. I like that. Again, great play. Get out one more time. Perfect. Easy. Now, third time's a charm. Will they kill it this time? Because you can keep doing the same play, but if they kill your drone this time, you're hacked. We'll see if they make a decision. Nope, they're going to just... All right. I wonder how many times you can get away with this before they realize it. Okay. I kind of want to see you go for it again, just because. Please do it. Oh, yeah. Here we go. I just want to see how many times you get away with that. Go back right now. You do that again. You go back right now, and I want you to do that again right now. No, what is this? Oh, what is this? Oh, here we go, chat. It's time. Uh-oh. You didn't see anybody. Okay, listen. So what did we learn right there? I'm glad that happened too. So here's the point. I like the play you were making, but if you do it too many times, they're going to learn from it. And then if, like, here's the truth here. If you just, like, go over there and you don't see anybody, just grapple out. You've already done what you need to accomplish. You looked at the off angle. There was no free kill, right? So go back. You can keep doing that if you want to until they, you know, until it becomes an issue. But, like, don't try to force the issue. Like, you see how you overextend to get the kills there? That's the third time you've basically gotten killed, right? Third time you've gotten killed for overextended. An unforced error. That's the third time, okay? How many deaths do you have? Wait a second. You have 3 deaths, and I just said 3 times you have died to an unforced error. Make them earn the kill, okay? Make them earn the elim. That was immediately destroyed. Oh, maybe you did it. You can hide here for now. They're chasing you. You hear them. Yep. This is going to be kind of tough. Like, I don't even mind you going over the top there, but maybe I could have... No, never mind. You're good. I'm starting to see why people don't like playing against Sierra so much. Holy crap. Damn. Nice play. That was a good job. That was a good back and forth. You went over. They chased you. You maneuvered around the map. Good job. Didn't force an elim either. You just kind of, the elim came to you. You got the kill. All right. Will we have an unforced error? Nope. See what I mean? That was clean. That was clean. That's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't go in there and give them a free kill. You recognized you couldn't get the kill, and you already did what you needed to do. Now, remember, they're going to start paying attention to that more, right? So, like... Uh-oh. Oh, no. So what did we say before that? Unforced error. You're making the play, right? But then you decide you want to kind of like use your ultimate on a bastion up up a stairwell, but also you hex up your momentum as you're doing that, and then you fall over. Again, unforced error, right? I don't even mind the idea of ultimate, but yeah. I'm still trying to figure out where this game was a casserole. I still don't know where to go from there. Yep, of course. Okay, so just remember, yep. So I was waiting for this to happen. This is their spawn. I would have gotten out of there the moment that I could have. Their spawn, look at their spawn door, spawn door. Notice how you have 5 deaths and all 5 of them are unforced errors? I want you to be aggressive. I just want you to also have an escape route. I don't want you to all in everything. You just kind of all in. You know, gas roll mean you get rolled? Maybe it does. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a new way to describe it. This is gold, and I think they're plat in all the other rolls too. They want to get back to plat, I think it was. I think that's what the statement said. Okay, here we go. All right, yep. This, by the way, it's fine to stay here for a bit. If you wanted to stay right there, that's okay. Yep. Because, like, this is a good off angle. They're not going to be able to effectively get you for now. Yep. Don't force the issue. Remember that. Okay, you're fine. If they're giving you this space, just sit here and poke. Yeah, you're good. Obviously, if you need to give yourself more of a sight line that way, do so. But, like, this is fine. Yep, now you try to get out. I'm going to give that to you as your first death that I'm not going to say was unforced error. I think that was just, like, if you wanted to be, like, if you wanted me to go down, like, to the point of, like, okay, I'm going to really overanalyze it, you could have gotten out a second sooner, right? Straight up, you could have gotten out a second sooner, in my opinion. But I think that was just a good play by their team, clearing out that area. Like, even in, like, really good pro play, they sometimes they just clear out the off angle, and there's nothing you can do about it. Except try to react a little bit quicker, but that was fine. I'll give you that one. This one, more ambitious. Again, you're going back to the spot again, but you don't have control of the map, so there's no reason to go to this spot until you control the map, right? See what I'm saying? Like, you could have just stayed back, played the angle near your cart, and then that might have been a lot better, but instead you felt obligated to go chase them in their back line. Are you noticing a trend here? You're having no problem hitting your shots, right? Obviously, everybody has missed shots. I'm not worried about that when I say not having a problem hitting shots. Of course you're going to miss your shots, right? You have no problem, like, you know, getting right clicks on people, you know, doing damage. Like, the stat line looks great on paper, right? Obviously, they, you know, their team's doing really well too, but, like, your stat line says to me is this. You could have way more damage than you have, but you have 7 deaths and 6 of them were unforced errors. So already, if you just eliminate that by 50%, like, I'll give you, like, 3 deaths are unforced, 3, and then you don't have any other deaths, you probably have 10,000 damage, and this round is way different. Basically, you're giving them free kills. And I still want you to be aggressive, though, but I don't want you to be aggressive to the point you're getting killed in their backline. Sometimes it's okay to do like that. Remember that rotation you did? You do it, if it doesn't work, you go back. Then you look main, do the rotation again, rinse and repeat. You can do that until they punish you for it, but, like, that's good. Okay, so do I need to say anything? Nope. I don't think I even need to say anything about that one. I mean, I think you know. Noticing a trend here? I like the voice line that Sierra says. It's about the route you take. Meanwhile, every route like every legit take that you've been going, I would listen to Sierra here. All right, here we go. Okay. Uh-huh. Yep. We call that being stuck in the mud. You were indecisive. Here's my take on that one. And I give this advice a lot, and you're going to hear me give myself this advice. Just make a play. Don't get stuck in the mud and spin in circles. You had multiple opportunities to decide either A, go back to your team, or B, go get a kill in front of you. You chose to do the indecisive route, which, again, I do that sometimes too, and I played this game for years. So, like, you're going to have those moments, but in that indecisive situation, just make a play. It doesn't matter which way you go on there, just make a play somehow. Because otherwise, you're going to do that where you end up doing nothing because you're so worried about, do I go here or do I go there? Just go one way there, make a play, learn from that play, and then you reevaluate it next time. That's one thing about, like, indecisiveness in Overwatch, is that you're going to make bad plays sometimes. Like, right, you're going to make some bad plays sometimes, right? But, like, you're going to learn from those plays much quicker if you do it decisively. That's how I personally learn. Like, if I make a decisive play and it doesn't work, I now know, like, okay, that doesn't work. Or I need to, evaluate how I make that play. That's kind of how I've always played games. So, yeah. Anyway. I mean, I don't mind that ult. You could have maybe tried to kill the lamp prior, but I got a kill on Zarya. That one's kind of an all-in play by you. I'm not gonna I mean, the death is an unforced error, but like the play was good in the sense of like you're clearing out an angle. So I just chalked that up to they had a good reaction to you. I'm trying to be like, one thing I don't want to do is like, you know, get mad at every single play they go for, because sometimes you make a play as a DPS and you just kind of like, they just make a good reaction, right? Not that it's a perfect play, but you can always have room for some error, you know? Can you kill Lamp if you're auto-aim in the bath himself? Actually, you can't. You have to actually, so if you auto-aim on somebody and the Lamp's there, you just have to hit your button again. So whatever your track and dart is, just unclick the button again, the keybind, and then it will get rid of the track and dart and you can kill the Lamp. You just gotta hit the button again. Basically, if you hit the button again, it will untrack. So like if you ever have a problem where you can't kill a deployable, you just untrack that. And I'll read that in a second. So, yep. I was gonna say, just remember that when you're playing these type of angles, they can see you. So like, again, I don't mind you playing angles here. Chat, to give you an idea, this is like when people talk about angles, what they mean. Because like, look at all the angles you could actually play here. This is probably one of the best ones you can play in this situation as a DPS. That, or you flank up here. I actually think this one's really overpowered to flank because nobody watches this in a lot of ranks. Even in top 500, people forget about this window. So I want you to think about different paths here. It seems like you really like this side of the map, but also remember, like, you can go up here and this spot can be really overpowered. Like, look at what, like, imagine being here, how much, like, more value you would get than just playing over here. Now, maybe you switch that up over time, but I just want you to kind of see, like, how this one, they're much more likely to see you. This one, they're more likely to, like, kind of have a bit of a, you know, either overreaction to you being here or not react at all. And you don't even have to use a grapple to get out again. So you could, in theory, just jump down here, and then if they ignore you and don't push that again, use that same grapple cooldown to go back up, and then you'll have another one again. See what I'm saying? So a lot of, like, plays you can make there without just being stuck here and feeling like they're just looking at you 24/7, right? Now, obviously, if you win the team fight, you know, all that doesn't matter here. But, like, just showing you different ways to approach the map. Judd, thanks for 19 months of the tier 1. Appreciate it. 19 months. Here we go. Decisive. I like it. Kind of knew you were in a weird spot with the window. You made a decisive into their team decision with the rest of your team. We like that.
Looking good.
Oh, enjoy your day, CJ. Sorry, just on that now. Overextension, trying to force a kill. Not like the worst play, though. Keep in mind, your death count's at 11 right now. I think about 7 of your deaths would probably be... could have been solved. Again, you probably would have had a couple of deaths no matter what, but, like, about 7 of them I feel like you could have just reduced on. And not had. You could ult this if you want. Not now, obviously, with the ult there, but if they stay in that spot, don't be afraid to ult on that sight line. Remember, the higher you go with your ultimate, the more, like, spread out the ultimate will be. So, like... Let's see. Okay. Good job using your cooldown to get out. Totally fine with that. Wait. Nice. Good kill.
Glad you got my back.
What supports are least map dependent? Kiriko, Ayari, heroes like that. Star Smoke. Thank you for the 2 months of the tier 1. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the 2 months. Man, this Doom hates you right now. Just keep going. Health pack awareness right to your right. Get the health pack and get out. This was just a perfect opportunity to show you about indecisiveness. All you needed to do was gravitate towards your team. That was it. That was the only play you had to make. And you became so indecisive on what you wanted to do. You were so indecisive, and then basically you get killed because of that. Like, if you ran to the health pack right away, you would have had your grapple up in time. If you just canceled the other grapple, you would have went back. Actually, yeah, you would have had it. Yeah, I can see the cooldown. You would have just canceled it. You would have had it. You get out of there, right? Like, you can make these, like, simple plays, or even if you don't have your grapple up, just keep rotating away. But you got indecisive, and you get killed by Doom. So it's just kind of very similar. Do they use their grenade a lot? I think they, yeah, maybe you're right. I haven't really called out their grenade yet, but, like, the problem is can I be honest with you? Even though I agree with the grenade being used more, don't get me wrong, it's so good on the L charge. I think if they clean up the rest of their gameplay, all of that just ends up happening more. A lot of their gameplay has been very all-in, So I think what happens is they feel obligated not to use the grenade because they all in their play. And like they just want to get the kill quickly. I agree with you. Like, again, the grenade's really effective, and I guess this is like a kind of a good time to like just mention how the grenade works. It's like a shatter. So like a lot of people still throw the grenade like Emray grenade. So they'll throw it right in the air, and you're like, how did I not get value? It's like a shockwave, like a shatter. So you throw it at the floor, and it will go down like a shatter would. So you get like way more value out of it. So obviously use your grenade more. I agree with that. Something I just kind of have not been looking at as much this VOD, more like the positioning and things like that. But just remember that. It's like very like, just use it like that. Like a shatter. You'll see what I'm talking about. It has like a really cool effect to it. Oh, on the YouTube thing, it's like a chat thing they have. All right. A grenade right here would be perfect. Yeah, I see what you're saying. This would be a perfect grenade spot. Down a set of stairs, that would have been an easy way to get extra damage. Yeah, you're right. Good call, chat. Because like I'm looking at that right there, and I'm like, yeah, if you grenade down that hall, you're getting a bunch of damage. You might even get 2 kills right there. So. Nice kills there. Good job. They know they shouldn't empower Zarya, but they empower Doom all the time. Oh, I mean, that's an interesting one to me because like I feel like. Oh, grenade use. I get it, but yeah, I mean, obviously, you don't want to charge Doom. I always say I actually would rather you charge a Zarya than a Doomfist because of the value you give to a Doom. Zarya, you know, once you're out of bubbles, you get the kills. Even though, like, a charge Zarya can be frustrating to play against, and the bans, but Doomfist is so, like... This one was kind of a good play by their Diva. That one was, like, still a little bit all-in-y by you. I think maybe you disengage quicker if you're not, like, in a spot where your team has map control. But, like, at the same time, like, the flank by the Diva was just, like, a good surprise. So, like, sometimes they're just going to make a good play on you there. Even though I think you could have rotated quicker. Remember, once you lose certain parts of the map, you want to rotate back sooner. What are we doing right now? We're watching a Sierra VOD in gold. Doing my reviews. And that Diva just hates you, by the way. I just want to point out, like, that's the same Doomfist who just chases you around the map. Now, like, right now, throw a grenade down there. Like, see this? Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, chat, this is a good call. Like, throw a grenade like this. It's going to shockwave down and do a bunch of damage here. You would get, actually, probably a free Moira kill without even realizing it. Like, just, like, stay up here. You do not need to drop down, first of all. I don't know why you're going to drop down here. Second of all, throw a grenade right here, okay? It will land down here. It might pick up a kill on Moira. It will do damage to Junkrat. It will just get, it's like a shockwave. And then a Zenyatta won't be able to flank and kill people. And then you have advantageous high ground. There's no reason for you to drop down right now. If you're like, yeah, but the cart, you do not need to drop down right now. Okay? Let me explain why. What hero was just killed? Diva. So the one hero that can literally be an absolute unit on the point is not there anymore. So you just have a bunch of squishies on cart and you're playing Sierra. You're playing Sierra. So the point I'm making here is you could just be on the high ground, get a bunch of free kills on squishies while your Orisa takes the point. Game over. Legit game over at that point, as long as you hit, you know, a few shots. Even in a 3v4, having a BAP, a Sierra, and an Orisa, I like your odds. The only issue is going to be the Zen underneath. We'll see what happens, though. Maybe you win this team fight, and the point is mute. We'll see. You could have stayed on the high ground. You had a window. You had a Sierra on high ground. You had your ultimate coming up. I just wanted to point that out to you. Like this, I think you would have won this team fight right here. I think you would have won it because you would have been on the high ground. You would have had a window, and your Orisa would have been able to survive. Remember, when there's a window, an Orisa will basically sit there and what's it called? Like just get healed quickly. For anybody who doesn't know, when you heal through a BAP window, your team like you do extra heals. So a BAP will heal a lot quicker and easier. So like your Orisa survives, you get the kills, you win, GG's right there, right? Not win the whole game, but you're not in this spot right here. But, and now you're on your favorite side of the map. You've decided that this angle is still going to be where you go. Don't look down like that just to kill a Junkrat trap, because that angle can be seen from there. Yep. I think your team might just win purely off of just like just your alt dump here. Okay, so good job. But, like, the other team's going to win because, one, the rule always is if you push it 69 meters, it's nice. They're going to win that. That's already, you already have an uphill battle right now, okay? 69 meters, that's nice. I think you would have held it right here. So now I'm kind of curious to see where your team pushes it. I want you to remember this moment where I really believe you would have won the team fight right here. Let's see if it matters. Let's see if that's the make or break. But I'm curious because if you push it past that, this is, you go, oh, how do I lose games? You know, how do I lose a game like this, etc.? That is how. So let's see. Let's see where it goes. What's your death count looking like? Okay, you know, it's okay. Let's see. And we saw a grenade. Happy with that. Okay. Let's see. Grenade. You don't have to. I'm just reminding you. Okay, going for the flanks. Going for the plays. Ooh, okay. I like this. Because you already won the map control. I don't like this part. Yep. Okay, so I don't mind you trying to kill the Moira, but you have to understand that the Orisa's still behind you. So what I would have done in this situation is actually not go for the kill on the Moira. I actually would have went for the kill on the Orisa. Now, is that a little bit more of a safe play? Like, oh yeah, but the Moira's dead and you do this? Kind of. But again, I think you would have been able to kill the Orisa. Also, yeah, a grenade would have cleaned up the Moira. I agree with you. A grenade there would have been good. I just get, like, I think you could just kill the Orisa behind you and then went up here and won with the rest of your team with the Orisa there. It's one of those things where, like, yes, you get the kill on the Moira, but then you lose you, and sometimes it isn't worth trading. So, like, I think you would have ended up turning around here. And yeah, I agree, by the way. The grenade usage could have been better here, and it's a good call by chat. Like, sometimes I don't see things, and that's totally fine, right? Like, I just feel like you could have accomplished some of the same results here, but you would have survived. And I think this is something to keep in mind, that, like, it's not always worth trading out when you've already made a good play. You forced out a Moira from the teammate, which means the Moira can't keep the Orisa alive. Probably wasn't going to be able to anyway. You've pushed back their team, and now your teammates have a huge advantage going up into this choke. Instead, you don't, if your team gets this, it's not going to be because you're there, right? Thankfully, your Reaper goes in, makes a play, runs away. Notice the Reaper on your team actually went in there and then died to a Mei. I actually thought the Reaper made a good play and then ended up backing into a Mei, so that was kind of unlucky. But how they kind of didn't go for that soldier. Technically could have killed a soldier, but... Grenade? Oh, man. Dude, y'all are right. There are so many grenade opportunities that you're missing out on. That I'll give you that death right there because you're kind of just running back to the point. I've had that a few times where you end up, keep in mind though, that death right there was from the previous mistake too, right? That compounded into like multiple deaths for you, all because of that one mistake you made by overcommitting to the Moira. That makes sense? Well, yeah, you can throw it at your feet with the grenade. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of value missing the grenade, so it's a good call on that. But yeah, like, it just kind of has that effect where, like, it started with you overcommitting to that Moira. You got the kill, and then look at it, you're still here, right? Grenade flank here would be okay. Get away from the Mei. Okay, Kitsune. Grenade. Oh, right there. Remember, it's a shockwave. The grenade's a shockwave. So remember that. The grenade's a shockwave. So it's like shatter. So you could grenade that. I wouldn't waste your tracking dart on a Orisa directly in front of you. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Grenade. Doesn't use the grenade, no. And then you end up losing. So there you go. One, I still think you could have won on that point. Because where I was calling that spot, the Orisa would have been in a good spot. So you still might have won the game on that defense if you made that play. Number two, though, like one, I mean, chat was 100% correct on this one. You got to use your grenade more. You're missing out on so much damn value. It's not even funny. Like, I mean, you were missing out on a crap ton of value that you just need to improve on. Like, it's clear as day. Number two, like, you got to work in that positioning. Like, and I would say about 50% of your deaths by the end of that game were unforced errors. I would say get that number down to 25%. Let's start small here. Like, cut that in half right now. Like, stop like overcommitting to their backline. You know, use your kit to its fullest. Like, stop making these like ridiculous, like kind of like all-in plays. It is just you're just kind of overcommitting too much. Your ultimate, remember that when you use your ultimate, it also, like, the higher it goes, the wider the spread of the ultimate goes. The further down it is, the less it spreads. You can get some really cool kills, right? So, but anyway, you know, I really think, like, a lot of your improvement is going to come from, like, your decision-making and how you play to not overcommit to their backline. So I really want you to still make aggressive plays, but I want them to be in the sense that you're not going to get traded on. Aggressive plays are more like off angles for me, where you're at an angle where you're different from your team. More of that, but less of the overcommit for a kill, jumping into their team, going to the same spot 12 times in a row. Things like that. Think about other parts of the map. And as chat said, please use your grenade. If you do all of that, you're probably gonna climb. Like, you had moments, I mean, you were hitting your shots. Like, it wasn't like you missed a crap ton of shots. You just gave them free kills. And, you know, as you climb, the more you climb, the more you get punished for that. You know, it's more about survivability than it is about just getting the kill every time. Like, I've had games with people who finish like 50 and 20, and like, yeah, you have 50 ELIMS, but those 20 deaths are the reason why the game got lost, because you were so adamant about getting kills that the 20 deaths was just, it was too much to be able to handle team fights, because you were always dead during team fights, right? So just kind of remember that going forward, that like, if you just minimize that, you're gonna climb. You can do this, all right? You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like the video, make sure to like button, subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't, leave a comment, all that helps. You want to submit your own spectating, my Discord's where to do that. If you want to learn how to play other heroes, or at least, you know, have some fun watching them, there's gonna be a video popping up over on the side. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be a good one. With that being said, hope you all have an amazing day/night.